This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 26th day of September in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. In the wake of the post-mortem examination pointing to the cause of death being asphyxiation and compression to the neck, the Guyana Police Force has opened murder investigations into the death of 41-year-old Sherwin Apple, also known as Yellow. Apple was found dead yesterday morning on the Kitty foreshore as police were looking to question him about a sex video that has been making the rounds on social media. At first, investigators believed that the man may have taken his own life since there were no visible marks of violence on the body. But that thought changed this morning. The post-mortem examination was conducted this morning by Dr. Nihal Singh and appears to rule out suicide as a cause of death. It lists asphyxiation as a condition leading to death, with drowning as the antecedent cause giving rise to death, and compression injuries to the neck being the significant condition that contributed to the death. Investigators have been dispatched to begin the murder probe. Two relatives who witnessed the post-mortem examination have since provided statements to the police. A police officer was also a witness to the post-mortem examination. Meanwhile, two of the man's sisters said the family never bought the suicide theory. They told news source that while they believe the brother was absolutely wrong for the sex tape incident, they believe justice should have been allowed to take its course.
Kirsten, you want a full investigation into this?
Yes, I want, yes. I need a full investigation. It can't go down. So my brother, the side he drink rat poison and they kill my brother. I get a liar letter for them, all of them. It's not going down so easy.
And the post-mortem report showed no signs of that?
No sign of that. Compression in neck, the kill, the choking against strangle in neck.
All of them, and the ones in Lena would rejoicing at me brother death. Time coming for all of them. The time soon come, judgment gonna reach all of them.
Another relative claimed that the man was last seen by family members on Monday night when he reportedly left the home, telling a relative that he was going to meet someone who had been calling his phone all day. He never returned to his Kitty residence, and his body was found the morning after. Meanwhile, investigators in Linden are still questioning the other man who was in the sex video with a young woman. A young woman who it is believed is a young woman in the sex video recording was questioned by the police yesterday, but denied any involvement. She told investigators that the person on the tape recording is not her. The investigations are ongoing this evening. More news in a moment.
Hey, I'm Carl Handy, UX designer and developer here at Intellect Storm. Are you thinking of building a website for your business or brand? If so, here are 3 things you should consider before getting started.
Your audience. Who are they? What do they like? And what would you want them to do when visiting your site? Your domain name. Keep it short. Too long and you risk people misspelling or mistyping it. Avoid hyphens and special characters. And remember, it's not zeros and ones. Make it fun. Content and design. Use professional photos and videos, and make sure they're unified by a common theme.
We hope that you find these useful. Feel free to contact us at Intellect Storm if you have an idea for your website.
Welcome back. A husband and wife from the Railway Embankment Road in Kitty are now nursing burns and other injuries about their bodies after a cooking gas bottle exploded in their home this morning. The names of the 2 persons have not been released, but they were rushed to the hospital this morning as the explosion demolished a section of their bottom flat apartment and blew apart the stairs that led to the upper apartment. A neighbor who gave his name as Sitaram said he was awakened by the loud explosion and quickly armed himself with a fire extinguisher and ran across to douse the flames along with his son. He said he had to call out to the tenants in the upper flat and warn them against coming out of the front door since the explosion had blown the stairs down.
5 o'clock, 5:30 this morning, I hear a little go off like a little bomb. When I rush out and peep the window, I see the whole downstairs blow off. So I called to my son, I said, son, let me run go see if I can help these people in. So he run for the fire extinguisher and he run over. And I try to get the people them from upstairs for come out of the house because the lady have 2 small children. You understand? But then he start, press the extinguisher and start, ease off the fire upon the guy. The guy who passed the hot fire. You understand? And then we had a good result on the fire policeman them really come quickly to assist, but the fire didn't get too big, you know. And we get good response from the police. The GPL was really good.
It is suspected that a couple who sell food in the Kitty Market area might not have realized that a gas bottle was leaking when they attempted to light the stove to begin their early morning cooking. The bottom flat apartment looked as if a storm had ripped it apart. Some of the walls were completely demolished, and chair sets and other household items were toppled all over the place with burn marks on them. Neighbors were high in praise for the fire department and other emergency services, which they said responded promptly to the calls. The matter is under investigation. Let's tell you now that the Guyana Trades Union Congress is lashing out to the minister within the Ministry of Social Protection, Keith Scott, over his decision to appoint a chairman for the arbitration process between the Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Education. In a statement this afternoon, the umbrella trade union body said Minister Scott has no legal authority to make such an appointment in a case of voluntary arbitration. The GTU and the Education Ministry agreed to go to arbitration 3 weeks ago, bringing an end to the strike by teachers. The 2 sides, during their first meeting after agreeing to arbitration, could not reach an agreement on a chairperson for the arbitration panel. Yesterday, the minister responsible for Labour, Keith Scott, announced that he had made an appointment. But today, the Guyana Trades Union Congress said he could only have made such an appointment if the arbitration process was compulsory. Further, the union body stated today that under the 1990 Memorandum of Understanding between the GTU and the Education Ministry, the Labour Department would be invited to nominate a chairperson and not make an appointment. The Guyana Teachers Union was absent from today's planned meeting with the Education Ministry and the Labour Department. The meeting was called off. Yesterday, GTU officials expressed concern about the move by Minister Scott, saying that it appeared as if he was forcing the chairman on the 2 negotiating sides, when all he could do is offer a nomination. Let's tell you now that a Route 42 minibus driver is a patient of the Georgetown Hospital this evening after he was shot to one of his legs by a Georgetown City Constable. The incident occurred this morning in the Cornhill Street area just outside the old GNCB building, where minibuses were recently relocated. Eyewitnesses reported that the driver, John Paul, got into a verbal confrontation and scuffle with the city constable over where he had his minibus parked. At the Georgetown Hospital, the injured man told news source that he was not working at the time, but was conducting personal business in the area. He said he was approached by the constable who told him that he could not park in the area, and that led to a confrontation.
No way for moving bus to go collect the money. You will tell your partner, the constable come to me, driver. You can't park your bus. You can't, there's no way to bus. I said, partner wants me walking, I go pass through it. Wants me walking, remember me walking, you know. They lock back my bus now. Going to Constable, because Constable is going. Really talk to you, Constable is going. Talk to the officer in charge, explain to the officer, right? This man call me back. I call him back now. I go into this man that next up and grab me. I said, boy, you grab me for why do me do nothing? And he chuck me. The next one try to call me, right? And I chuck it back and he chuck it back, the man shoot me, but the mean do this man nothing.
But this evening, other city constables are disputing the man's version of the story, and they are claiming that he was shot as he tried to grab the constable's gun. The Guyana Police Force has announced that it has launched an investigation. Still with police matters, the Guyana Police Force has destroyed a 5-acre marijuana farm that was discovered at 8 Miles Ituni Road in the Upper Demerara region. In a statement, the police force said investigators found a 5-acre plot of marijuana cultivation with about 5,000 cannabis plants, measuring from 3 inches to 5 feet in height, with an estimated weight of close to 1,000 pounds. A quantity of dried cannabis estimated to be just over 100 pounds was also found. 2 camps were also discovered, with 4 hammocks, kitchen utensils, clothing, groceries, and farming tools. but no one was found on the farm at the time of the raid. Investigators also discovered 2 motorcycles on the trail leading into the area where the marijuana farm was found. The entire marijuana farming area was burnt out by the police. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.